Alright guys, so potentially a slightly different topic today. Money. And yeah, controversially enough, but the first thing I would say is that testosterone does not make you aggressive or violent. That's lack of control, that's lack of emotional control. Testosterone usually helps with that stuff. But it certainly will help you to make more money. Certainly been my experience. The studies definitely back this up as well. So I've got a few on my laptop here that I'll look at in a second. But yeah, raising your testosterone for you guys, whether you're in the corporate world or you're self-employed, which has certainly been more my experience, and quite a few clients are either self-employed or they're traders or they're kind of salesmen or contractors, where what you do every hour counts, like big time. This is where testosterone really helps. But yeah, I mean, let's just have a look at a couple of studies. Like, I'm not going to say that it's going to make you rich. Like, you still have to have some kind of skill, some kind of knowledge that you apply and is valuable, and there's a demand in society for it. But it certainly makes things easier. It's kind of like an amplifier. If you've got the basic skill or knowledge, testosterone will absolutely help you to leverage that via energy, essentially, and focus. But let's look at a few studies here. So there's a couple on traders, actually, funnily enough. Traders in London, where they were tested for 8 days straight, and the traders with higher testosterone levels in the morning were more likely to be successful with trading. And I think with trading as well, because I do a little bit here and there, it helps you to focus. Focus and concentration for hours at a time is extremely important. And again, this is controversial, and I don't want to come across as one of those kind of typical like red pill anti-women type of guys, but I think this is why there's a gender pay gap, because women don't seem to be able to focus for very long, at least in my experience, and hormones has a lot to do with it. So yeah, focus is huge. I mean, the trading. There's also studies on CEOs and risk-taking behavior. The problem with studies is they're so dry. I don't want to read all of it. But yeah, CEOs and guys who are like rising to the top of the hierarchy, there is very much a correlation between testosterone and the rise up, essentially. You might have heard as well that like CEOs tend to be a little bit taller. Quite often they're bald, or they've got a very masculine looking face. Yeah, it's all correlated with success. My personal experience with testosterone is that it definitely allows me to focus for longer, whereas when I was at school, when I was quite a bit younger, and then when I was at college, uni as well, I was naturally quite lazy. Like, genetically, I'm quite lazy when it comes to this stuff. I want to do the most efficient thing, whereas, and that was when my test was about 400 when I was 19. Now it's 950. I find myself wanting to, get back to work and focus and get stuff done. Classic example, when I was in Turkey, I had an operation. I was put on a general anesthetic, completely knocked out. Coming out of that operation, I remember the first thing that happened was, I remember the nurse saying, surgery's over, it's done. And I was like, oh, yeah, it is. And then after that, I fell asleep, then woke up again. And then I was thinking, shit, what time is it? I need to go. I need to get some stuff done. I need to get back on the email funnel, and I need to get back to work and get back to the hotel room and get stuff done. Like I wanted to get straight back to work. And I don't know if you've had anesthesia, but the protocol is you need to wait hours and hours afterwards. And I was there all day waiting around to go back to the hotel to get stuff done, because you're essentially been on drugs. Like, you need to recover from that. But the point is, I wanted to get back to work. I didn't want to lie around there and, mope around like most people do. And yeah, focus is so much easier when you've got a lot of testosterone. Focusing hard for like 8 to 10 hours is far better than what a lot of these success guru types do, where they work for 16 hours. Like, some of these young guys were like, I work 16 hours a day, and he barely ever sleeps, so obviously he's not going to be very high testosterone. But 16 hours of crap focus is not as good as 10 hours of really good focus work. Focus is absolutely key. And I would say as well that testosterone played a huge part in my personal experience when I started this online business, because I had the full-time job working for Thomas Cook, a few years back, and then I was doing this on the side about 15 hours a week. So it was long working hours. I was jet lagged half the time, but I still had the hunger and the passion and the drive to get things off the ground that a lot of people don't seem to have. A lot of younger guys, for example, they just want to lie around, watch porn, and get takeaways and get fat. A lot of older guys, they also don't have the testosterone, but they've got kids. They don't have time to work out and all this. You could just train for 10 minutes every morning, like everyone has time for that. But really, they don't have the energy. I think energy is really the big one rather than time. And testosterone makes you have more energy, and it makes you want to do the difficult things. It comes back to that same thing that I've said quite a few times now. I think the biggest benefit is that it makes hard stuff easier. And the topic of this is money, so it makes business growth, it makes working on a side hustle, it makes getting promoted far easier. If you're a trader, focusing. If you're a salesman, you're going to have more energy, you're going to come across better. If you're a contractor, you're going to have more energy to do more jobs. It's a huge life hack. And yet again, the opposite is, in the extreme example, it's guys feeling lethargic, complete lack of ambition, not wanting to do anything. The really extreme example is guys who are like depressed, laying in bed. This is why I say guys who are depressed, the first thing they've got to do is get a blood test. Because when your test is high and all the other hormones are on point, the ratios are on point, and you've got all that energy flowing through you, you're not going to be depressed. Depressed is like a low feeling. The two can't coexist at the same time. So yeah, bloodwork's key. It's the first step. Speaking of which, I'll link the bloodwork analysis service below. It's kind of like a premium service where I analyze guys' blood work. It's a premium service because it takes time, and I take it very seriously, and I give you a detailed testosterone action plan based on your results. And it's a very, very detailed plan. It includes the meals, supplements, training, everything, and it is tailored to your needs based on the blood work that you've literally got, so you know that it's for you, and it'll help you to get to that 800 to 1200 mark naturally, as I always speak about. And then that you can then use that to level up your business, level up your income, and do so on less time. If you want to work less hours, time management helps. having some control over your life helps, like being self-employed or kind of something like that. But energy. Everyone talks about time management. No one talks about energy management. And the bottom line of energy management is hormones and sleep to some extent. So yeah, I'll link that below. And if you've not got the testosterone toolkit, which is completely free, that's also linked. That's foundational. Everyone watching this video should be going through the testosterone toolkit. It's foundational. It's like 80% of what you need to do. It's completely free. So yeah, there you go. Let me know if you've got any thoughts on testosterone and financial success, and I'll gladly talk to you in the comments, and see you in the next video.